You may notice as I do games like this, my commentary might not be nearly as humorous or exciting, but that's just because this is actually a very laid-back game, considering that there's no music, and it's very slow going. So my mood seems to adjust to whatever game I'm playing. That's why whenever you see me playing a first-person shooter, that's kind of why I do it, is to make sure my energy levels exist. So trying to work the heart up. Here's a level in which I can't see shit until I turn on the switch. The light switch. I think there's at least one of these in every episode. If there's more than one, I forgot. Anyway, yeah. Make sure you just turn on the lights as soon as possible. You can definitely do these levels without turning on the lights, but it would be to your benefit. So just turn the lights on. You know those things that shoot what I call bacon lasers? Yeah, it looks like a bacon laser. I see that they're also moving up and down, but an important gameplay difference if you're playing the HD one versus this one is that the bacon lasers shoot as often as they're available to each one until it hits a wall, then it shoots another one. The ones in the HD thing are all spaced out a certain amount of time, so you'll have time to go into smaller spaces, but then there'll be more bacon lasers for larger spaces between you and said bacon laser. I don't know why things like that are important to me, but, you need to know. Plus, the way the jumping is, how it stops your X position when you hit the ceiling. That's important to note, too. I don't know what kinds of these platforms are, but they're a lot like in Mario Brothers, where they're kind of going up a little bit when you're hitting them. Some of them have hidden gems. Hidden gems. They have points. Yeah. No real reason. Like I said, if there was a life system, I'd be more about these points. I'm not. Alright, we're going to get the power pill, which for some reason if you eat a particular pill it makes you better at shooting. So I'm assuming rather I'm stuffing it into my gun. It is a pellet. Yeah, it's a pellet. Okay, that makes more sense. Kills pretty much everything one shot, including things you could not normally kill. We got 3 bonus eggs already. And whenever you start the game up, no matter how far along you're in already, it'll keep reminding you about the game mechanics. I just skipped those. I also wasn't really caring enough to just kind of read the stuff out loud this time. I mean, for the story. So, if you want to read that for yourself, be my guest. Like I said, for any game in which I'm doing text, I'll at least give you enough time to look at it if I'm not giving myself enough time to read it. Okay, some of that stuff's just a gimmick for, like, whenever it pleases me. Like, if the text is slow enough, I'll read it. But if it's like doing this, it's just like, Now, perfectly symmetrical violence never solved anything. We're number 1. We're letter A, etc. Yep. Who knew the Futuramas is really just Star Trek realizing what the Futurama paradox is, which is stuff we make about the future is relevant, is really more designed with how our present thinking, no matter how future-minded we are. It cannot be helped. Here's an annoying level that definitely uses RNG. We got these falling rocks, and they'll fall randomly. It's not always to your advantage either, because if you're trying to go for like a no damage run, this is your worst nightmare right here, because it could hit you at any time. And by any time, it's like sometimes you're in a position where you kind of have to be at the same vertical aisle, like when you're riding a teleporter, and you'll be like, not teleporter, lift. They'd be like, it's gonna fall on me. I also think these are meatballs. So these are meatballs. Enjoy the falling meatballs. Combined with the gravity pill, hilarious by the way, because, I'll be closer to the ceiling where they can touch me. If you get all the way to the top of this style of level, the rocks will stop falling. So that's good. You would never have a chance to dodge them otherwise. Always got to be careful of when to press the escape button. For many DOS platformers, I may have told you this when I was doing Duke Nukem. But for many platformers, I'm using a program called Anti-Micro. I highly recommend it. Make sure it's giving you the least amount of latency possible, like the lowest input delay, so you can just keep pressing buttons repeatedly. There's no reason not to have that too high. It's not like your mouse double-clicking. You're not. Put your feet on the ground. This is the ground now. the ground in which we rest. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Hey, what if I put the reverse gravity pill on while I'm outside the hub? Will I fall into nothingness? Well, if you hack it in, maybe. Excuse me. Seems that digestive stuff is all like, I want to digest the gas. We need some more methane in this universe, apparently. Yeah. Also, all the gems in each episode are of a different type, although they all have the same color combo, so it's always going to be red, yellow, blue, green. I don't think the color of gem affects the points. So, why this is done is purely aesthetic reasons. I'll have you know. Also, those danger signs, some of them fall. Not in this hub, thankfully. This level is just straight up reverse gravity the whole time now. Okay. And yes, if you find a gravity pill in reverse gravity, you will be right side up temporarily. It only makes sense. It's probably the most sense this game will ever make. These green fish, tadpoles, whatever you want to call them, are kind of annoying. A little bit. Just a little bit. They could hit you when you least expect it, but they're weaklings. And now, what you thought was a yeah, okay, here's another question. People of our good planet Earth. If you're upside down, does that make the stalactite, and vice versa? Or is it really dependent on where their position is relative to the planet that they're on? Because if up and down doesn't make a difference, why have the words distinguishing that? Why have north-south, which at least we've associated magnetically, which is not exactly with where the magnetic poles actually are, hence the axis being tilted. But, yeah, east and west, we got no poles like that. We have Polish poles that, if they're dancing, they are poles that are dancing, possibly on poles. Thank you. I'll be accepting my comedy presidency in the polls today. Every presidency is a comedy. You just don't know it yet. Most are obvious. Other ones are very, very dry. No, there's nothing funny about that. I mean, maybe. You tell me. You tell me, columnist, pundit of our times. He who pundit, shunned it, as one would not say. Whenever I'm saying something as like, you know, that's what they say, someone asks me, like, who's they? And I'd be like, they? Like, if I'm getting something from somewhere, which I clearly know isn't my original thought, why would I say it's for me? If it's all just my thoughts, then it's like, dude, I don't own this stuff. Yes, you'll go back to normal in the exit. That's what you're opt to do. Oft to do, not opt to do. Opt and oft. Let's do another one. Let's turn off the laser bacon now. Insert button. Do not receive bacon. Be very quick on your feet when you think something's about to fall. There it goes. It's going to fall again. And one more time for good measure. I always know those fall. With that many, it's bound to be, yeah. Now that there's this many snakes to kill, I guess I'll tell you about how annoying they are when you kill them. Unless you have the power pill, the pistol pill, whatever, that kills them outright. But when you kill snakes, and also these green things, which are functionally the same, they leave these remains. I don't know why that would happen with a snake, mind you, but maybe it's just got a snake skin. But yeah, they'll just be there until the end of time, and you can get hit by it, and it's stupid and annoying, and I hate it. This wooden background, full of gray blocks. Gray blocks of Lego. Lego Eggo. This gem is mine. So is this one. Get rich quick, money laundering. Ponzi buddy man. That's all a sham. Flimity flam. Etc. All encompassingly. I don't know what that thing is, that space bird, but if it lays an egg on you when you're below, it has a chance of making a baby bird spawn, which can get stupid fast. I advise not messing with it. I advise not letting it hatch any eggs, rather. We got the Bacon Laser Arena upcoming, with 4 blue mushrooms that are only worth points. But it's easy to get through that stuff when you've got the red mushroom of infinite power. No, it's not infinite. Really, though, with mushroom and poison mushroom, it has to be a Mario allegory. Come on. Also an Alice in Wonderland allegory, but that was obvioso. Bacon laser on the left. Bacon laser on the right. You can eat bacon anytime when bacon's on a laser. And it hurts. Except not now, because I'm made of unobtainium, sucker. James Cameron's Crystal Caves. You know what? Avatar was just a movie predicting VTubing. That's my shitpost of the moment. You're welcome. Thank you, James Cameron, for suddenly making a bunch of sequels that I didn't think anyone asked for. You know, if he's going to do something like that, he should probably just make a miniseries or just make a whole series and just do that instead of doing this. I know it's because of what Marvel's doing, whatever, but, you know, have some sense of how much you want to write versus how much money you want to spend on presenting it. That's my advice.